Welcome everybody, it's Tractor Chute here for another Friday challenge on October 4th. Let's get this baby going. In the upper right hand corner will be the red Protoss, being played by Mrazisch, who is apparently Hashbrowns broski. In the lower left hand corner, it is going to be Hashbrowns, our favorite breakfast food, playing as the blue Protoss. Should be a fairly decent game here. I can't tell you that Hashbrowns in this game is bronze. The opponent is unranked. Just to give you an idea of skill level, take a look at the good old APM tab. It's 37 to 16. So both these guys looking fairly decent, with the good man of Mrazisch a little bit quicker today. Take a look at the good old production tab. You can see we got a pretty standard probes and pylons going down here. Also on the news today. I love it. Also news today, the Red Sox game going down here as the start of the playoffs have started for baseball. Red Sox being my team. As far as I have heard, as I have the TV on in the background, Red Sox do have at least one. It was 1-0. Not too sure what it is at this point. I do believe they are in the fourth inning by now. So we'll be watching that after I'm done all my casting. Hopefully catch the end of the game. Should be PVRing is what it should be doing. But either way, I will catch it at the end of the day here. So we'll sit there and build ourselves down a good old gateway. Looking to wall that baby off. And Hashbrowns in the meantime, he's going to wall off the mineral line with a forge first, so probably a forge fast expand, I would have to imagine. This map's one of the tougher ones to expand on, though, as your naturals are a little bit far away, so not the easiest to expand on by no means here. This is that Yonsu map, I believe is what it's called here. So he does get this down. Oh, sorry, the natural is actually kind of beside you, so that's actually not too bad. So he will scout around there for a little bit, making sure he's got no proxies around his base. Very good scout there, and move himself out of there. In the meantime there, this probe a little bit confused. Got pulled all the way back here and is told to build a pylon in the back of the base, or someone is told to do so. Finally gets him back to work there. So he's very confused probe. Finally back to work now. And we do have a couple cannons to start this game, as this is the cannon challenge. The spore crawler / spine crawler challenge. Or, of course, the good old turret challenge, whichever race you happen to be. We have managed to already supply block ourselves for Mrazisch here. As you can see, he is queuing up a good old Zealot and is getting himself done a pylon to get unsupply blocked. In the meantime there, we have a very scenic route probe here. He's looking all over the place. Really wants to make sure there's no proxy down there. Finally going to head himself across the map here and see what the opponent has. And there we go. The standard cyber core has the good wall off there with the probe standing in the middle. So very well done there. Will prevent our good man of Hashbrowns from getting into the base nice and early. And there he goes, scouting himself all over the place here. Will finally make his way up to the ramp, and I do not believe he can get in there. I think that probe is enough to wall it off, but I could be wrong. We're soon going to find out. He is chrono boosting out the Zealot here. And, yeah, this probe is very confused here. As he does see, there is no expansion at the very least here. Finally grabs control of him. Is going to try and move him in, but now the Zealot's up there and should be able to wall that off quite easily. There we go. Zealot will go to work on him here. Chases him out of there. Almost gets the kill, but not quite. Hashbrowns gets off scot-free. That is one lucky probe, I'll tell you that much. Over here we do have ourselves with the good old gateway going down for Hashbrowns. Opponent is looking to get the expansion out, so has gone with a gateway cybercore expand. Very interesting. And is getting himself out some more probes, I would have to imagine here. He's up to 18, 3 on the one gas, so does have the single gas down at least. And Hashbrowns in the meantime is about the same there. In fact, he has a forge instead of a cybercore in the field here. Opponent not too keen on scouting as of yet. A little bit surprised. Usually after you lay your expansion down, you would look to get a scout off just so you kind of have an idea what your opponent's looking to do, just so you're not going to get one base all in or something like that there. Would probably be a good idea, but either way, he's going to sit back. He's actually going for an early Stargate. Very interesting. So it looks like he's probably going to look to do a little bit of Oracle Harass, or maybe even get out an early Tempest, which is another viable build, which is very annoying to deal with. There's the Cybercore going down in the background, trying to hide it off, or at least wall off the back of the mineral line, I guess, there for a good man Hashbrowns. And he has this expansion looking to go up nice and healthy. A couple pylons on it as well. Of course, he felt quite comfortable doing so after seeing what his opponent had. Their opponent is going double gas on the expansion right away, getting his second gas on the main as well. Let's see what he's electing to do here. Has enough to go with basically whatever he wants here. Gas count is getting up there, so we'll soon find out. Is it going to be an Oracle? As I do believe they're 150. Yes, they are. So 150 gas. Might look to save up his gas a little bit before he has enough for that Oracle. And there we go with the scouting probe. Always a scouting probe for Hashbrowns, it does seem. Look at that. Just going to scout all over the map here. Zealot does end up finishing off one of the probes anyways. In the meantime, there's still nothing coming out, so maybe it's not going to be an Oracle. Maybe he's looking at, like I say, go early. No, he's not. He is going Oracle. I was going to say maybe he's looking at Fleet Beacon, go early Tempest, but it is looking like it is going to be a little bit of an Oracle harass, so we'll soon find out. We're not far. Our Hashbrowns here ends up getting himself out a few Stalkers. I just did a game of Firewalkers. I have that name in my head for some reason. So Gotta remember, it is breakfast time. Hashbrowns. Alright, Hashbrowns. Stuck in my head now. Warp gate technology is coming out there. We do have ourselves the second gas as well. Looking pretty skookum, especially with the cannons around the mineral line. Should be looking pretty good once that Oracle does get over here. Should have it fended off. Does have one soft spot right here. But outside of that there, I do believe the Oracle would have to get a little bit further in to maybe harass. So don't know if there's enough room for it to do so. In the meantime there, Oracle does finish up. So I would have to imagine we're going to start moving it down here. We're getting the forge out as well. So you can look at getting a couple cannons, maybe wall off the natural. In the meantime there, he's still pumping out guys here. Doesn't believe in warp gate technology, so he's going to kind of work off one gate and see what he can do with it there. One gate with no warp gate. Very interesting. Do have the scouting probe continuing around for Hashbrowns here. And Orca will slowly make its way down in here. And does he have enough room? We have one cannon there. Not going to be enough though. Does a very soft spot in the background here. Might be a little bit of trouble for him. Might see a lot of probes go down here depending on how quickly he can pull them off the line. Here we go. He's going to try and get in there. He's going to fly right into the cannon. Actually, cannon's going to get a couple shots off there. Oracles break like glass, the cannons. There, that's your soft spot, buddy. So he does stand there. Now we're going to go to work here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So get 6 of them. That's $300 right there. Could get a 7th, but he's going to fly right to the main there. Oh, he's going to go right to the stalker and the cannon. They're going to go to work on it here. This should pretty much be it for it. Oracle's not going to get out of there. Did get himself 6 kills, so almost paid for himself. I don't know if that's worth it in the 150 gas count it took, but did a fairly decent job if you ask me. In the meantime there, if we take a look at the good old APM, you can see it leveled out about 48 to 32. Fairly standard for Bronze League, that's for darn sure. Keeping fairly even on the mineral count. So we'll just keep an eye with double Stargate going down. Wilds are very interesting, going into 3 Stargates. Maybe looking to go Mass Void. Maybe that's why we didn't see the waste of... oh no, he's got the Fleet Beacon. We might be looking to go straight Tempest or Carrier. And he still hasn't got Warp Gate technology, no more gateways. So leads me to believe we're going pure Stargate. And it doesn't look like it's going to be Cheese Void Rays. I don't think we're going... Not as Cheese, but it doesn't look like he's going to go Mass Void with the Fleet Beacon there. Unless he's looking to go just straight Sky Toss. Very, very curious what his idea is here, as he is getting the 3rd down. Definitely need 3 bases if you're going with Sky Toss or any sort of Tempest or Carrier type build here. 3rd base is going down 4 Hashbrowns at the meantime. Did skip over his actual 3rd. He's going to build it way up here. A little bit of a hidden expansion. And does have his Mothership core down as well. Very well done. And it is 2 Carriers, so we're going right into Carriers. Very interesting here. We'll have to get the 3rd base up and get it nice and healthy. But at the same time, he has a very healthy mineral count that he's riding right now. So looking pretty good. Just needs to get that gas count up there. That's for darn sure. And there's double gas course going down at his 3rd. Very well done. In the meantime there, we have the double gas already finished at the 3rd for Hashbrowns. So these guys sitting fairly even. The build Hashbrowns is going to be single Stargate and single gateway. I'd have to believe we're going to see something else come out of them here. Possibly get into a robo build or something. I'm not entirely sure. But we'll soon find out. Just lack of production buildings at the 11-minute mark. Definitely needs to figure out what he wants to do here. As the opponent working on 3 Stargates. Going to be tough to deal with. He's going pure Carrier. Wilder. There's going to be a lot of Carriers in this game. If that's what he plans on doing here. That's all he's building here. So Carriers might want to combine him with the full Sky Toss army. His pure Carrier isn't really a viable build by no means. But, you know, if you're in a lower level league, maybe it'll work for you. Who knows? So he does get the 1 out there. And we are, yeah, it is pure Carriers. Got another one queued up there. Another one going now. He's transferring the probes all over here. Get them start mining at the 3rd. And let's see, what is his choice? Oh, he's going Stargates as well. So he's going Fleet Beacon. You can see how far behind he is. And now you start to see when the macro kicks in, you know. Opponent way up on him here. See, he's just getting down his 2nd and his Fleet Beacon and his 3rd Stargate. And is getting a robo as well. I'd have to imagine for an observer here. So opponent, I would have to say, is well up on the macro game so far here. If we take a look at the good old units tab here, you can see that we are sitting at 2 Carriers, 2 Stalkers, and 4 Zealots to the 2 Stalkers and 1 Void Ray. Take a look at the good old structure tab. We do have 10 cannons so far, so this is the cannon challenge. So 10 cannons will be the mark nice and early in the game here. And take a look over here. Only 7 workers. Might want to start chrono boosting some more of those probes out, as you do have full energy on your Nexus and a little bit of energy on there to do so as well here. They're continuing with the Carriers as well. Yeah, definitely not getting off. It is definitely going to be straight Carrier build. I would like to see, does he have any upgrades coming for those Carriers? No, that's a little bit surprising as well. Might want to start getting the upgrades for the Carriers. It will be very, very decent. I do know in the meantime that our good man of Hashbrowns, I do believe, was getting upgrades. Yes, he does have the 1 weapon for his air units there. Still sitting at 10. Do have an 11th cannon coming down as well here. Not a bad idea. So we're just going to sit back and watch a macro heavy game. Wilder, nobody intends on moving another base. Everybody wants to build up the biggest army they can. 95-290 in food. Not looking too shabby. Other than that, I'm not too sure what to tell you guys for today. I'll tell you it's very hot up here in Western Canada. Very cold this morning, but we have managed to heat ourselves up as we are in the middle of the day here. So it is getting fairly decent. I do believe we're close to about 10 degrees out there, which is very hot for this time of the year. Perfect temperature for me, if it stay that temperature all the time. It's 10 degrees Celsius, by the way. I kind of like it. Not too shabby. Finally getting ourselves out the proper third base here, so it will be his fourth in the end. And he will be catching up on the macro game. I will say that much. Looking pretty good now. Finally has his Stargates out here. His build's actually going to be into a Tempest. Very interesting. Going to be Tempest versus Carriers in that battle. I almost have to give it to the Tempest, especially with that range they have compared to the Carriers. Structure tab shows us 18 cannons on the map now, so looking pretty good. Not looking too shabby if you ask me. Over here it does look like you're just sticking straight. Finally Robo. I'm not entirely. What is he doing? Unless he's looking to get himself out an observer, I'm not entirely sure. Very weird. Now he's going Tempest, so it is going to be Tempest / Carrier. No upgrades, but we are transferring into a Robo build. So very interesting here. Very curious to see what he ends up doing. And it does look like we are getting ourselves down another Nexus as well for our good man of Hashbrowns. Or not Hashbrowns, sorry. Our Mrazisch is getting down his base, but Hashbrowns has the one going down here. So both these guys just going macro heavy in this game here. Looking at the upgrade count, as you can see, it is 0, as expected. And their opponent has 1-1. Very well done, for Hashbrowns. Not looking too bad. A lot more cannons coming down. We are at 25. That'll be 26, 27, and 28. So looking pretty good. 29 and 30. Wowzer, lots going down here. So he's finally getting that cannon build up here. And this is the type of game where you're going to get a good cannon build, especially when your opponent has no intention of leaving his base here. Very similar to the game that Mr. McMerlin played earlier. Other than the fact that this opponent seems to be a lot better. I will say that much. He does have a lot more expansions out. If you haven't seen it yet, it's the first Friday challenge video I posted today. Not the fail, but the other one there. Very good game. It was pretty funny. It looked like he was playing somebody that was learning StarCraft. In the previous game, you did see Firewalker, who massed himself up to 87 cannons. Well, looking really good in that game. There's the good old speed for the interceptors there. Very well done, so they'll launch out a little bit quicker. And the Robo, it is as expected. Yes, it is just for observers. So he's going to stick with Sky Toss. It's actually be Sky Toss on Sky Toss. Should make for a fairly interesting matchup here. You can see we're up to 30. Take a look at the count. We are even on Tempest. A little bit of an advantage for Hashbrowns on the Stalkers. Also has himself out a Void. But in the meantime, the opponent has the 5 extra Carriers, which Hashbrowns has absolutely none. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like I say, I still give the advantage to the Tempest in the meantime. We'll take a look over here, and we're finally getting upgrades out of the opponent here. See, he's getting air level 1. Hashbrowns in the meantime, he's giving up on upgrades. He's got his upgrades at 1-1, or 1-2, sorry. Is that 2? Wow. Looking good. 1-2 for upgrades. Not looking too shabby. Opponent has the Mothership Core, so he's going to go with the good old Cloak. I'm not too sure whether or not Hashbrowns is going to do the same. Still working with 0 upgrades, but he has 1 at least upgrading. Is he actually going to go no Mothership Core as of yet, but might look to get into it here. Here you go, right here. Might want to turn that into Mothership Cores. That would definitely help him out. And opponent is ready to move out here. He's got a very big army. And this should be a lot to deal with here. We're soon going to find out how this is going to work for him here. He is going to slowly move out. He wants to keep everybody cloaked, so keeping them all within range of that Mothership. Maybe not. Maybe he just wanted to move a little bit further down, so he's a little bit closer to his 4th. The 4th looking pretty good. It's got 3 cannons on it. Not in the middle line, but at least got 3 on the outside. And looks pretty healthy with 10 workers. Only 3 on the one gas and none on the other. Might want to start saturating up the second gas, as the builds that both these guys are going very heavy on the gas. Might want to do so on that. Tempests are coming across. Finally got their upgrade done, so they're sitting at 0-1. And we're still sitting at 1-2, but we will have 2-2 finish very quickly for a good man of Hashbrowns. Does have the idea of expanding over here possibly. The observer sits above that expansion, so I'd have to imagine that might happen fairly quick. You're going to go up to 2 times here, as both these guys seem intent on sitting back at their base here. And there we go. We are balling them up. Might be time to move out finally here, or we're just going to keep balling them up and make sure they all stay together with that Mothership Core. There we are, getting reinforced units. Has almost got himself up to 200. Has our good man of Mrazisch. Mrazisch will get everybody underneath that Mothership, and we'll finally start to move out. It is about time, my good man. Let's see what kind of damage you can do. Gonna hit the middle of the map here. Gonna get everybody nicely cloaked and see where he wants to go first, whether or not he wants to go right for the main or he wants to go searching for expansions. From what I can see so far, he's looking to go just straight to the main. He's heading right diagonally across the map here. We'll head up here and, of course, hit the natural before he gets to the main. That's exactly what he's going to do. Here we go. We're going to try and see what kind of damage he can do. Hashbrowns in the meantime might want to get an army down here. Oh, he is going to go expansion searching. Very good idea. No cannons or nothing down here. So here we go. Now he's going to reveal his army. So opponent knows exactly what he has here. Hashbrowns can see what's out. He is actually going to use the Tempest to take out the cannons at long range. Very smart move there. It's just wreaking havoc on him here. Take a look at the structure tab. It's at 39 now, so it wasn't very high, but I'll keep an eye later on if I have to see what he peaked out at. And here we go. Lots of Tempest coming over here for Hashbrowns. They're going to go. Look at that Tempest War. That is a long distance battle right there. Just going to work here. He's got the vision over there, so that's definitely helping negating that Mothership Core. Mothership Core is trying to get in there, trying to get a few shots off. They don't really do a ton of damage. Takes out the Mothership Core. That uncloaks everything here. Needs to start targeting down the carriers here. Can't allow his Tempest to take out the interceptors there. Takes out all the carriers. Very good job by Hashbrowns here. Looking pretty good. Fairly even. It's just a battle back and forth here. Looking good. Who's going to win this? Not entirely sure. It does look like Mrazisch is going to have the advantage here, as he has a mass amount of Tempest compared to Hashbrowns. But Hashbrowns bringing in reinforcements here. Void Ray's even going to get in there, see what it can do. Prismatic Alignment will go off here. Very well done there. Just trying to get him all knocked down here. Back down to 4. So we'll be 4 on 4. Who's got the advantage? I don't know. Oh, and it's going to be so close. 3 on 3. Oh, he moves him right in. Very close on the move command. Don't know if that was the best of ideas there, as it does look like Mrazisch will finish off our good man of Firewalker's army here. Not necessarily going to finish him off altogether, but we'll finish off the army count. Does finish him off very decently done. Both of them are still fairly even in the food count. But at the same time, Mrazisch did get the win on that battle. Took out some cannons. Did not take out the Nexus though, which is definitely good for Hashbrowns. He did not need to lose that Nexus by no means here. Still has himself a few observers out there, but they don't do a whole lot of good. Neither does that Zealot running into the back of the base there. Has a couple cannons here. They're going to try and fire down what they can here. Tempest in the background. They're trying to take out the Zealots. They're doing a fairly decent job. Does end up taking them out here. Stalker's in there. He's got 2 more left here. No reinforcing army for Mrazisch, so he will go back to plan A and rebuild this group here. There we go. Take out another one of the Tempest. Very well done there. And looks like he cleaned house, so very well done by Hashbrowns. Not looking too shabby in this game here. Both these guys are going to rinse and repeat, I would have to imagine here. Taking a look at the good old production tab. As you can see, we do have Voids and a carrier, and 3 more Tempests coming out of our opponent here. If we take a look at the good old structure tab, you can see that it is sitting at 33 cannons. Not looking too bad there. Looking pretty good. Might want to get that a little bit higher, as the previous games had a mass amount of cannons in them compared to what this guy's got going here of Hashbrowns, only at 33. Hashbrowns feels like it's time to move out though. He wants to put a little bit of pressure on his opponent here. Has the Void Ray in the front line there. Void Ray's going to stick that cannon here. This is going to look very good. Might want to get that Void Ray there. Don't want to lose that for no reason. Yes, let the Tempest take out the cannons. Very well done there. And they'll go to work to finish that off fairly easily. Not looking too shabby here. He's going to work on the assimilator here. Opponent needs to get something out here. Does he even have anything? Well, it has 6 Tempests, so he could definitely get something over there to try and help him out here. In the meantime there, Hashbrowns is really the man. Look at the production tab for him compared to the opponent. Opponent's getting upgrades in pure Tempest. Hashbrowns is getting all the buildings and cannons and everything else he can here. Here comes the reinforcing army here. Should be enough to take out our good man of Hashbrowns here. Gonna go to work on the Void Ray first and do a pretty decent job at that. Very well done. Not looking too shabby so far here. It is going to be the long distance battle. Tries to get in there. Going to go work on the cannon first. I'm not too sure why. Cannon wasn't hurting the Tempest at all here. It'll be 4 on 2. We know who's going to win that one here. Mrazisch finishes that off. Very well done for him. So he will actually look. No, I thought he was going to push that army ahead. Is not going to push it ahead. Is sitting on 1-2 for upgrades. Meanwhile, our opponent of good old Hashbrowns, what is he sitting on for upgrades here? Does he even have any units on the map? Oh, has himself out a carrier at the very least here. And has himself out a Warp Prism. So there you go. Might be looking to start doing some drops possibly. Just try and harass his opponent. In the meantime, their opponent has a lot of Tempests going to work here. Try and take out all the cannons here. Trying to get into one of the expansions of our good man Hashbrowns here. Meantime there, he's building a lot more cannons, trying to get that good old cannon count up here. Finally has himself a Tempest, is sitting on 2-3. So still has the upgrade advantage. Not looking too shabby. 51 cannons on the map here, so looking pretty good as far as that cannon count goes. And they'll continue to push their way into the base with those long-range Tempests. Doesn't look like our good man of Hashbrowns wants anything to do with it here, as he is just going to sit back and relax here. Let that base go down, as he's not mining off it anyways, so it's not really helping him. So we'll allow all these Tempests to clean house here, and that's exactly what they're doing. Doing a pretty good job of it as well. In the meantime there, he has himself sitting on 4 base. This will be his 5th if he elects to expand over here. Hashbrowns still nothing over here, but does have himself working on 4 good bases anyways. Here we go. Tempest count getting very high. 56 cannons on the map here. Tempest sitting at 10-2 for Mrazisch, but we do have 1 carrier, 2 Void Rays, and 1 Warp Prism for our good man of Hashbrowns here. Where is his Warp Prism? Warp Prism is just kind of sitting here. Has himself 3 probes in it. Not entirely sure if he realizes that they're actually sitting in there, but either way, has 5 more Tempests coming on the map. Very well done with the Stargate count. I will give you that much here. Take a look at the APM tab. You can see 58-45, not too shabby. And still sitting at 56 cannons, so hasn't really gone to work on that. We'll take out another one of the pylons here of Hashbrowns. So Mrazisch realizes there is no base there, so he has taken out 2 of the bases of Hashbrowns so far here. And will continue to push out with this massive amount of Tempest he's got going here. Trying to finish off the assimilator at the same time, not doing too bad of a job. Will now start pushing himself towards the main here, as it looks like he's ready to go in for the kill here. At the same time, it does look like our good man Hashbrowns is going to try and push back, bringing the Sky Toss army in there. They're going to see what kind of damage they can do. And here we go. Gets them all in there. Of course, these shorter range guys have to get right in the front line. They're going to end up getting taken out first here. Void Rays go down first. And now he's starting to retreat a little bit here. Feeling the pressure. Interceptors are trying to get out here. Didn't even get any interceptors off that I seen there. And they are really going to look to push hard here. Don't know if Hashbrowns has the Tempest count. It doesn't look like it here. He's losing a lot of his Tempest here. Wowzer. Opponent looking pretty good. Has 3 upgrade for the weapon, but 3-3 for Hashbrowns. So has the advantage. Just doesn't have the numbers. He's getting pushed pretty hard here. This is a lot of trouble for him. Bringing in reinforcements here. Has 4 more trying to reinforce his army. He is up to 59 cannons now. Is starting to push back here. Takes out one of them there. Photon overcharge down as well here. That will definitely help him clean this up. Does a very decent job. And does end up taking out the last 2 here. And 1 more to go. Is trying to get out of there. Needs to get 1 more shot off. Can't do so. He's going to retreat back to his reinforcing army over here, which he has 5 more to try and help him out. And they will get them all together and start pushing back here. It is going to be 5 on 4. Should go to the advantage to our good man of Mrazisch there, as he has the same weapon upgrades, just not the same armor upgrades. And there he goes. Only 1 left to go. 1 shot. Yes, you betcha. 1 shot from 4 of them. Easily finishes that off. And he's going to continue pushing back here. In the meantime, we are still sitting at 58 here. Was up to 59. Continuing with the Tempest build. Mothership is coming out as well here. Looking pretty good. And does bring in the reinforcing army. Does force his opponent back. But opponent's going to come back in 1 more time. We'll probably see the army that is over there and elect to retreat. Like I say, especially with that advantage on the upgrades. But he does get 1 on his shields at least. So that will definitely help him out here. But still, upgrade advantage does go to Hashbrowns here. We'll finish off the last one. There we go. So very well done defending that off here. Take a look at our unit tab here now. We do have 3 carriers to the 4 Tempests of the good man of Hashbrowns. Now look at Chute Shabby, still 58. Like I say, he had 59 at one point there. Not to imagine more cannons will come down at some point, as he is establishing a base in the upper left-hand corner. Looks like he wants to establish one at the very top as well. Opponent sitting here with a lot of idle probes. He's basically mined himself out, but he has so much money in the bank. Still has two healthy bases and a ton of money in the bank here. Here goes one of his units here. Carrier is going to get shot down before he even launches anything. Here goes another carrier. All these guys on the move command here. This isn't looking good at all. Losing a lot of needless carriers. Wowzer. That definitely didn't help him at all here, and it looks like Hashbrowns is ready to start pushing this army ahead here. He's heading towards one of the bases, one of the 2 mining bases of his opponent here. In the meantime, their opponent is trying to expand over here. It is probe on probe battle happening over here. Oh wow, that's a lot of probes. They're all going to work here. Needs to get at least one of these cannons up to help him out here. And just too many probes it looks like here. One of the cannons is about to finish. Does end up forcing him out of the base. Very well done there. But in the meantime, the Tempest count is getting way too high. There's 59. There's 60 cannons on the map here. And it is time to start pushing. Once he starts taking this base out, it's going to be a lot of trouble. But at the same time, he still has a lot of money in the bank. It doesn't have the gas count though, because at the very least, he can get a massive amount of stalkers out. Not that they would help against this. But that's really all he can do. And build himself a couple of Tempests, I guess. But he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Just doesn't have the gas count to keep supporting this army. And here comes another carrier. Finally attacks with one of the carriers there. So that carrier is going to go to work. It goes down right away. There's too many upgrades on these Tempests here. And in the meantime, there he is attacking over here. As one carrier going to work here. Of course, these cannons don't have the range, so they're just going to sit here and pick off interceptors one by one. Very well done. Takes out all the interceptors. We'll force him to rebuild some more. Does take out one of the 2 mining bases. Very well done by Hashbrowns. Pushing himself across the map here. 61 turrets is the peak we have hit. And it does look like his opponent's going to be in a lot of trouble. Down to this 1 mining base over here. Like I say, just no gas, but finally he's up to 800. I mean, he can build a few things. I don't know if it's going to be enough against this massive amount of Tempests there. Tempests are just going to go to work on these pylons here, doing a pretty decent job too. Going to clean out 1 and 2. Almost get him down to the supply blocked area here. Going to take him down to 150. Only has about 26 room there. And we do get a few Zealots in here, as realistically you felt maybe that's all he can build. But either way, I don't even think he has a gateway count. Oh, he is up to 12, so he did put down a ton of gateways. That's where his money went into. Of course, without that warp gate technology, it doesn't really help you at all, as you're going to be building them all very slow. Look at all the queued up Zealots here. I think he's hoping to win a base race, but there's just way too much on the map here. Here goes the Tempest. Going to go to work on the last of the bases that are actually mining for his opponent, Mrazisch. Trying to get the Zealots in here, but they're all focusing on the Nexus. Finally turns them to the cannons. But these cannons should be enough cannons, I think, to take all these Zealots out here. They're really going to work here. Don't know if these Zealots are going to be able to survive this. Got 3 more cannons, 2 more. Oh, they might actually do it. Might finally have enough of a push, especially with the reinforcing zealots here. Was very, very close. These cannons almost did their job, just not enough cannon power there. So we'll actually end up taking that base out, but at the same time, he's losing a lot over here. Has the cloaked Tempest now underneath that mothership. They'll clean out this Nexus, but he's still got 3,700 bucks. He can continue to punt zealots out if he really wishes to, as he is going to go to work, finish off this Nexus, and finally re-expand over there. Has enough money to expand into that base, as well as on 4 or 5 other locations on the map. And we will just continue to push forward here, take out everything we can. And we are at 62 was the peak. If we take a look up here, yeah, he's got pretty much nothing. 3 carriers and 25 zealots, 17 Tempests. That is a very high Tempest count. That should basically be enough to clean out the rest of the army here. Trying best he can with the zealots here. They're moving through. There's way too many cannons all over the map here. They elect to turn around, realize that probably wasn't a good idea. Trying to turn it into a base race, but I think he's slowly realizing just way too many cannons on the map here. And here he goes right to the main here. And this should be the end of him here, as he's going to start pushing through all these production buildings here. Has a few more wandering zealots. They're going to try and go do what they can. 17 Tempest beaten on even full upgrade is definitely way too many to deal with here. Zealots are trying to get out here. They won't even get a chance to get across the map here. We'll slowly take out the Cybercore. Once that Cybercore done, he's pretty much dead. He does have enough count though. Look at that, 1,200 and 2,300. Got the gas count back up there as he builds straight Zealots, but just not going to be enough in the end here, I don't think. He's going to go to work. Should be able to one-shot that. Yeah, very well done there. A few more Zealots trying to get out here. Just not going to be enough. Fleet Beacon is unpowered. At this point, his real choice is absolutely nothing. Ton of Phoenixes if you really want, but don't think that's going to help you at all here. Another carrier is trying to get out. He's trying to shoot down the mothership core. Photon overcharge goes down. So he never did give up. He tried again there, getting the photon overcharge down. That was probably his last hurrah. Ends up taking out another base over here. Says good game. My condolences go out to you, Mrazisch. My congrats go out to you, Hashbrowns. And I will leave you with this. Don't burn the bacon when Mama's in the kitchen with Dinah. You be good. Don't hurt nobody. Peace.